Yo, what's up? This is Gentleman I go by name of Uthando Nesthembu.
And I am Jabu McDonald.
And it's your boy Cartier Solo.
And welcome to another exciting episode of
The Review. And we are still your connoisseurs of entertainment and everything worth knowing on TV. And my good gentlemen, can we talk? Is the space safe?
Perfectly safe. It's so safe right now. We've employed security.
Yes.
We've employed security.
Bouncers.
The bouncers are on our side this time around. But anyway, guys, this is another exciting episode of The Review. And this week we have another fully packed show. We have a lot to talk about. We have the news. We have the new shows. We have a lot to talk about. Do tune in. And also don't forget to like and subscribe, to tell your friends and family, even your neighbor and even your dog's neighbor, that we are back on our telly and they should be checking us also. We have a lot to unpack, so we're just going to get right into it. We have a lot of TV show news and entertainment news we have to cover. Jabu, please let us know what is happening right now in the TV news.
Yeah, I'm going to start with the sad news. Literally, 2 shows have been cancelled at ETV.
Oh, damn.
And 2 shows have been cancelled on Mzansi Magic. So meaning that loss of jobs. But it also means that it's making way for like new shows to come. So House of Zwide has been cancelled after 5 seasons on ETV, which is a long run. I mean, not many shows really reach that many seasons.
It's becoming an anomaly right now because if you make it past 3 seasons, you're doing better than many.
Yeah, or the last shows that probably reached that many seasons was probably The River, The Queen, I think. Yeah, those shows, not now. The other show that also got cancelled is the Afrikaans telenovela on ETV, which is Kelders van Geheime. I've never watched an episode, but based on the adverts, it kind of looked good. So I'm actually shocked that it got cancelled. I really thought that it was doing well. So that came as a shocker. The only show that was not a shocker for me was Ithongo getting cancelled. I mean,
I could see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of people were just not happy with the show anymore in terms of the direction, the storyline, and everything else. And then now the other show that also got cancelled, I'm a bit sad, but at the same time, very understanding of the situation, which is Genesis. Look, Genesis is a great concept, beautiful show, beautiful cast. But yeah, it felt repetitive at some point. It really felt like we're watching the same thing over and over again.
I just said that when you see a trailer for Genesis, it's like, didn't this happen 2 weeks ago? Because wasn't Gabriel fighting with Bonko already? Like, wasn't Maruna... It's
just stuck in the loop.
So those shows are getting cancelled, and 2 new telenovelas in the work from Mzansi Magic, 3 new telenovelas in the work for ETV. So it's a year.
Already they're new telenovela that
there are new telenovelas. Well, Inimba is moving to 8:30. That's going to be very competitive considering that Uzalo's on the same time slot and Isita.
Yeah, I think they should just also reinvest in-house in Mzansi Magic. I feel like they need to give Homecoming a chance, guys. Like, I feel like Homecoming has a potential to become such a good show, and I feel like if they can give it that much time, budget, and also episodes, they could literally like maximize themselves and become such a beautiful TV show, because I feel like it's really good.
I think also with Homecoming it works because of how it's structured. I mean, it's a 3-episode telenovela and no need to drag storylines.
I think also the thing is, like, when you have a story like that, it's easy to forget it because it's only plays 3 times a week. So if like you can just, it's going to be like a show that you stop, like we did with Power. You stop watching Power and forgot about
never went back.
So like if a story is like that, you want to keep people coming back. Having to wait like 4 days for me to watch another episode is just a long time. Rather just maybe maximize, reinvest in this. It's renewed now for a 2nd season. So in that 2nd season, like, put more effort in actually making it, like, I know they want to build Mzansi to be such a big, also a big channel as well. But I feel like they need to also just put a little bit of effort in it because they have a lot of potential. And also the playing field is bigger for them because they have 2 cities that they are playing the show, Joburg and also Makhaya. So they have a bigger playing field than many shows, and they can literally do it better,
Maybe let it play for 4 days in a week. I mean, remember Mobangwe used to be play on like 4 days in a week, and they expanded it to like 5 days. Even The Queen at some point, it was like Mondays to Thursdays, and then they expanded it because people wanted more.
Give the people what they want.
But sometimes when you want more, we're probably asking for way too much because now writers can't really keep up. at the same time. Now
Well,
it means
Chapter is probably has like a house of rises, I'm sure.
But I think that also becomes, I don't know, sometimes when you get more quantity, that's where you start to lose the quality. Because remember, I think they also like plan out, they flesh out the whole season to be like, okay, we want, to hit these things. So now, so now imagine they start adding filler episodes.
But I think
which
if any,
us.
I'm using Inimba as a typical example. They were also given a certain number of episodes. I think 90, right?
Yeah, 90 extra. It was 130 for
and then 90 extra. So in those 90, they were not like fillers. There was a big storyline that they were able to multiply what they made. So I think if they can be given, the opportunity, I think they can grow into something greater as well.
But Inimba worked, and I'm saying this, I'm basing this on like the episodes last week with the round table and everything, because I think it gave us a glimpse of
everything.
Why Inimba worked, right? I think the way that Usiposeti was talking, it's like they had a plan. For them, it's like, we've got 90 episodes, and at the end of the 90 episodes, this is what we want to see at that end of that 90. So when they kept getting extended, it's like, okay, cool, let's sit down. Or where's the next 90 episodes taking us? The way that they planned and scoped out that, because I was even surprised to find out that he was going to do he wanted to do the 3 episodes that we saw last week.
I think he wanted to do like a whole week.
Yeah, he wanted to have those episodes a whole week before we moved into the 20 years. It wouldn't have worked.
Watching those episodes is like...
I'm glad we got to discover those things when we were watching.
Episode 2 makes him... It was great for him to just stretch out that storyline just for 2 episodes.
I like that.
I think they were trying to pull in Mkoka, because Mkoka, I think the first episode or the first 2, we saw Mamzoba when he was young, and then we moved on to like the present time. And for me, that works, because 5 days to drag a storyline.
Yeah, we wanna get to the 20 years.
We easily get bored nowadays, so we always want to keep us interested. That's the thing now.
That's how I feel about Pimville. I felt like the 5 episodes were not really that worth it for me to tune in. I think they were still trying to figure things out, like introduce us to the characters. But starting from Monday's episode, I feel like the storyline is starting to...
It became like we started seeing it now.
Yeah.
Could I get into that pretty soon?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Getting excited.
What else can we expect? What is happening also that we don't know yet?
Nothing much. I think it's just the new shows. Obviously, the SAFTAs also came out.
Okay.
The SAFTAs came out. A lot of the popular shows are nominated. Genesis has like 5, or 3. If I'm not mistaken. Inimba is 5, Ithongo is 10. So a lot of these popular shows got nominated for awards. And when people said, why Ithongo 10 when it's such a bad show? I think I need to explain this based on my understanding. So Ithongo and Genesis, different storylines, different casts, different production companies. But if you look at how Cheza shoots their shows, it's not just the writing that is a vocal point of the whole thing.
Like there's a lot of things.
Yes, it's how they position the camera, the angles they used to shoot,
the cinematography.
Yes, the sound, the wardrobe, how they tell their story. That goes into consideration when it comes to nominating shows. Yeah. So with Inimba, it's not really like that.
Yeah.
Inimba
there's no aesthetic behind camera. It's just
it's driven by the story.
Yeah. Yes. So there's a lot that goes into a show getting nominated for a lot of awards, which is why Inimba wasn't nominated for that many awards. If you notice, they mostly got nominated for like the writing compared to like the other stuff.
But I'm also concerned that then there were not much cast being nominated. Only Zenande was nominated.
Yeah, I think also the SAFTAs are very limiting, because what do you mean you have like 3 people in one category or 4? That doesn't make sense for me. Or maybe it makes it easier for them to judge.
But also, I would say, because Zenande is a supporting cast, right?
Which was a shocker, because I thought she was one of the leads.
Yes. But I guess in the show, you can only submit one of each. Maybe they submitted
Lunati for best lead.
For best lead, and also Hlathi for best lead as a male, and also maybe Sydney as a supporting. I don't know. Maybe they did that, and then
they definitely did submit those people. I think,
but then like Lunati Mbofu, like who's this girl that nominated from Ithongo? Like,
Nelly Siwe
over Lunati guys.
But you know what I think we also need to keep in mind there, and I think after I saw it from this lens, it made it easier to be. I was less upset, right? because if you look at the nomination window, right, the period that the nominations were closed,
It was extended, yeah.
yeah, because I'm kidding. It was like now because of the year that there was no SAFTAs, right? Now we're adding 2024 stuff to the list, right? Which means like now there's a huge range. And then I think the cutoff was June 2025, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know.
So, yeah, that was literally
June.
when Shaka Lembe had just premiered. So that's
Which is why
Shaka
Shaga's
didn't
not
make
in.
it. Yeah.
And another reason is, if we're being honest, some of the cast on Inimba, right? By that time, they hadn't given
Much.
their best performances.
It was like just gonna be on its peak. Because I think
Yes.
it peaked around like September.
Yes.
October. So
Yeah.
like, it was on its peak.
Yeah. So I
get
think
that.
next year we can, if we don't see them, we'll be mad.
Ithongo, it started picking in Ithongo because Ithongo picked.
I think
started and then dropped.
I think Feb or March.
Yeah.
But no, Bonko had been giving good performances.
No, I'm not
even
mad
yeah.
about Bonko.
Yeah,
But also it was a good show. It was still shot.
maybe Nelly got good number.
But then how do you nominate an Inimba as the best show when it hasn't picked on June and then not nominate the best actors?
No, look, I'm just saying, I don't know how they do what they do.
Then we can't. The thing is, like, if you're not gonna think that the show is great, then
No, I don't think it's about
the actors are not great. Sorry, so
no, yeah.
If we're gonna think the actors are not great enough, I don't think the show will be great.
I'm sorry. You know what? Here's where we're not hearing each other. Then it's not to say that the actors were not great, right? It's just that at that point when they had nominated or put out those episodes, it's not that like we have a lot of brilliant actors, and obviously you can only choose like the best of the best which are nominated. At that point, for them as the voters or whatever, it was like, okay, the Inimba actors, yes, they're nominated, but they might not have given a performance as
during that time frame.
Yes, during that time frame where it's like, if I'm going to compare this and who was nominated, that person hasn't,
Because even though you saw McDonald,
he deserves it.
Yeah.
Okay, I want us to. I wanted to expand the conversation to this. I want us to look at the categories that they've been nominated in.
Yeah.
They are nominated Best Supporting Actor, of which it's Uzenande in the telenovela, and most popular telenovela or soapy, of which they were nominated Best Achievement Script Writing Telenovela, Best Achievement in Director in Art Direction. Those are the technical nominations in a sense, of which they are appreciating that it is good. None of them would have been achieved if they didn't have great acting in it.
We're not saying the acting wasn't great.
Listen, I'm not finished with the story.
Okay.
You spoke about the cut off of which it was June.
Yes.
If the show wasn't great by June, then it means that the acting wasn't great also.
No.
The art direction, the script writing wasn't going to be as great. The fact that you're saying that in a show is good to be nominated for the most popular TV show. It's good to have like Zanande Mfenyana who's the best supporting actress and a script writing and art direction. That means you should consider other people as well. So the snubbing of the other actors of Inimba is not justified for me enough to say that Hlathi doesn't deserve to be nominated and Ulunatimpo is not justified to be nominated. For me, that doesn't make sense. I don't know what the judges, people who are judging the show were looking in, but you can't tell me that they can only give Inimba one role of performance. Utene is a supporting a performance.
I think also, look, I don't know how they submit scenes. I think there's a portfolio where they nominate like the best scenes of that actor.
Yeah, that's
so I think with Sisa's performance, his peak performance was around the time when he kidnapped Ubavumile, which was
even before that. I think when when he divorced,
when he left Tumega.
Yes, that was when it was peaking.
Yeah, and I choose
June.
And when I say I choose Zoleka over that was also a performance.
Yes.
But it was after June.
All I'm saying is also the thing is like it's storyline. I remember storyline I started watching in but I think around like May. It was like beginning of May. The thing is that the storyline was still dwindling. They're still trying to introduce Ulunathi as this big boss and everything. Also, they still were trying to hide Zanindaba Kawe, Kukaut and Umakiloan and everything. And Ukawe go around the time because Ulufana Malilo Umawet and everything. It was around this time. There wasn't like
they were setting the story. They were still setting the story.
So now you can't tell me that.
So you're validating our point. Actually, you agree.
I'm validating and it wasn't invalidating. Then if that's what they looked at the time, nothing was great.
But it doesn't mean that the art direction wasn't great. It doesn't mean that visually what they were giving us,
The performance wasn't probably up to their standards at that time. Because even now, look, Inimba cast still qualifies to be nominated next year.
Yes.
They can still submit Luiso McDonald, Sisa Hewana, Usiabonga Shibe, and the other cast members on the show even next year, because it still qualifies. Because when season 2 is coming to an end, it came to an end 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it still qualifies.
They'll be doing season 1, like the second part of season 1.
So the next SAFTAs will be 2025, 2026 in terms of nomination. Meaning that even the new telenovelas that are coming out now, they're also going to be nominated.
In that window.
It's like not the entire season. It's probably like the first half or the first few months.
There any other nominations we can...
Oh, Bonko Koza is the most nominated actor in these SAFTAs. Best actor as a lead actor in a telenovela, best actor, best supporting or best actor, best actor in a TV comedy, and then best actor in a feature film.
It's
Heart of the Hunter. So imagine, when did that come out? That was a long time ago.
It was 2024.
Yes. So that also, the whole time frame thing really.
Yeah, the nomination, because there were so many things to nominate. Now.
Yeah. So
and then you only have to choose 3. That's crazy.
It is.
I just hope he works away with at least 2.
Sorry, my biggest snub. And I know you guys probably know I'm going to say this.
Oh my God.
Uthando Ollie Zondi for Gold not being nominated. I'm so sorry. Like that for me, you guys might think...
And that show definitely qualified.
That show qualified, and it did get like a couple of nominations, but the fact that they didn't get any acting nominations on such a brilliant piece of work, I found that to be like the biggest snub.
Even Blood Legacy, I think Blood Legacy was a huge snub. None of the cast members were nominated I didn't even know that Blood Legacy falls under telenovelas.
Same.
So it was nominated under the telenovelas, and none of the cast made it on the telenovela list.
Did they nominate the what you call youngins?
Yes, 4 or 5, no, 6. Yes,
but
6.
Did they all money this guy?
None of the cast
he also didn't get acting.
Now you're screwing with me.
Yeah. See, now we can be upset.
And now you're screwing with me.
Yeah, then we can definitely
Maybe
be
they
upset.
should have a newcomer category at the SAFTAs.
Bro, there's a lot. Bro, who's the newcomer now? Because most of them, it's like they're on the 3rd season, so you can't be a newcomer on the 3rd season.
No, but I mean, if you launched around the time, the time frame, like between 2024 and 2025,
Youngins came out around that time. The first
also,
season.
I think with Oli, like, he
would be. If there was a best newcomer, category, Oli definitely is there. I do feel like the Youngins cast would have an opportunity in that category.
Anyway, any other thing?
No, nothing. Paradise is out.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it.
Paradise.
Yes. So, yes, 2 Paradise
Paradise
are out. So the Afrikaans version, which is coming out on SABC2, it's already out on SABC2. And
also Being A Xaba being extended with 5 more episodes.
Yes, which is good. I mean, we needed those episodes because there's a lot.
We need that trip.
We
need to see that trip.
Yeah, I was so shocked. How are they going to end without like getting onto the trip,
Yes.
Anyway, guys, let's move on to reality check. We've been dwelling a lot on the TV news because I was just like, SAFTAs, they are literally making me my body boil a little bit. But
I
anyway,
think we should probably even have like a special SAFTA episode, like when
like a round table,
after the awards and like talk about who won, who got.
I think that would be a good one. Just to look at each award category, like that would good.
Yeah,
probably should do that. When are the awards happening anyway?
The 14th of March, 2026.
So what's happening soon?
Like if
we can cover it, guys. Like, please talk to your people.
Let me tell you something about the SAFTAs. Maybe I am the one who's at fault. I attended the SAFTAs in 2023. I was not happy. They don't. The look and feel is not the same in front of the screen and what happens behind the scenes. I think you wouldn't enjoy the SAFTAs if.
But I think if you go in there, I think also just for the experience of just.
I don't know.
If one of us go, we have to sit on the red carpet, guys.
I mean, listen,
we have to interview people. Listen, that would be like, guys, let's just speak to the people.
Yes,
we need that red carpet.
Tag them,
please. Like, if you know anyone that works in SAFTAs and we want to be the media behind the scenes and speak to the casting and everything and everybody in there, I think if we can do it, just red carpets, it's fine. We can.
Nazi, we can have a round table now.
Yes,
with the
yes,
cleaners.
pallets, Nazi.
Anyway, guys, let's just check to a reality check. Obviously, now we're gonna talk a little bit about Big Brother Mzansi. We saw a lot happened. On Sunday, we saw Ramona and Dumi the Barber being evicted. Are you guys survived? Are you guys surprised?
I'm shocked about Dumi the Barber. I was not shocked with Ramona.
Yeah,
I saw it.
My
coming with
prediction was Ramona, Dawn, and Dumi the Barber. But I was like leaning to say if two people leave, it's gonna either be Ramona and the Dawn. But Dawn survived.
I think Don got a lot of, and I could be wrong, but I do feel like he might have gotten a little bit of sympathy votes as well. Nelly's fans also. I think.
Yeah, he was crying like a widow that day.
Yeah, widow. Like I think that might have also like led to like, no, let's give this guy our support. You know, really love Nelly, but I don't think he's done enough to survive another week personally.
Yeah.
If he does,
but I think he's starting to become more out there compared. I think it was in a shell.
His time is up now, bro. You made you made your relationship your entire personality in the Big Brother house. So now we've already made our minds up.
Yeah.
You can't now like starting to gain fans. It's week 7.
Yeah, like now it's not, and that's why Ashay is coming out now. Like now that there's less people in the house, it's easier for Ashay to start pulling through. You know, the silent ones now are like gonna pull through and show us a different side of themselves, because I get it. Like it's overwhelming having so many people because everyone's competing for a spot. I think this is the perfect time to start showing people who you really are, because we're so close to the end, and you do it like holding nothing back, you know.
Facts. Yeah, and let's talk about what happened last week, guys. Like, there's a lot of things that happened last week, but I think the most notable thing that happened last week was seeing a certain housemate using the kitchen as their bathroom.
Consistently, they've been doing
but
that.
I think,
sink.
you know, like this week it was taken to a different level. Like Thandeka washing her face on a sink and spitting whatever and on top of the dishes. And Smash asking her about it, and she says, well, the dishes are dirty anyway, and they also do this, they also bath kids in the kitchen sink. I'm like, you're not a kid.
For me, I think that response, it shows the level of like selfishness that one has, because maybe you can do things like that in your own space, but when you, and especially it's like I think it's the contradiction of, you were calling people morons and insulting them for their hygiene. Yeah. And here you are justifying using the same pot that is cooked with, washing your face over the dishes. I think, and we see it every single week. Like every single week, this happens.
But this
and
week,
we just watch.
We've ignored it in the past weeks.
But it's starting to get to even the viewers.
Even the viewers are like, did you hear the reaction?
Even during the eventually show, the fans like in the background,
it's gross.
And also, you can't preach certain things and then also you act against them. It's like you're saying. She complained about how people don't know boundaries when they took her item or her wig. She made a whole big issue about it, saying that, yeah, people don't respect other people's stuff and stuff like that. You don't respect the kitchen, which is a common area that everybody uses. So those dishes that you're washing on top of are the same dishes that everyone is going to eat with. It's not just you who's eating from them. So if you want them to respect your items and boundaries, you should also respect other people in the house, because respect comes, it's a two-way street. Yeah, you can't just expect people to respect you because you want to be respected. You also need to do the same.
Because I feel like, you know, in a sense of like, even if maybe in your own home, this is how you practice things, that's how you do things, in a common place where you share with other people.
Communal living.
You then now you remove yourself from those mentalities of like, I do it like this at home. You consider other people. These people probably don't like want to like be sharing space, and then when you're doing stuff like that, like this is it's a kitchen that everybody uses and get utensils and eat from and do everything. The same pot that they cook food with and everything. No matter how much you can say that the dishes with dirt, whatever. That there's not a justification.
It's like throwing paper on the floor. It's like, but I found other papers. There's
how disgusting is that? And I think Umeli's justification, like that, the thing about if this, like, Big Brother would have said something about it if there was like
An issue.
or if an issue. I find it so stupid. Like, it's common sense. No one has to tell you that it's wrong for you to not do that.
Do you need to be told? I know if you're doing something wrong. You're an adult.
Like, okay, listen. I can decide to go pee in the shower and leave the toilet, right? And if no one reprimands me, am I going to be like, oh no, but Big Brother isn't saying anything? I'm an adult. I know that it's wrong. I'm living with people.
There's a urinal that you can use, or a toilets that you can use to pee. Like, you don't, like, come on. Some things are just common sense. I guess common sense and common, you know? The thing that she used, like, apparently to clean it, but...
Yes, Dube asked about it.
You, like, why is it on the top of the table?
An enema.
No. I think it's like I think it's secret water to wash your behind your hole.
It's an enema. Like,
it's not enema. Really. It's enema card. So like that one, it's like very English. It's like
it's got the
it's spraying water out, and then you wash it your thingy.
Yeah,
and it was sitting on the table that they eat on.
And when Dube asked about it, I was like, no, I would never leave it like that. It's clean. I would never.
Obviously, this thing doesn't even go inside my thing. I'm like, it doesn't go.
It's still disgusting. It doesn't have to be on the table.
I'm glad she doesn't cook that much for the housemates, because I would never eat her food. No, I would never eat her food.
Another Boucher B situation.
Not Boucher B, Bonnie B.
Yeah.
Bonnie B, sorry, Boucher, Bonnie B.
Bonnie B situation. Last week, Geheime made a very, like, controversial statement, calling Melly Thandega's handbag. But it was funny for me because the memes were killing me. Like they were killing me. But you know, the thing is about us as fans, we think maybe housemates that don't see the things that we see. And once you find out they do see it.
Did we not call Mr. Shabalala just last week?
We spoke about it literally like last week.
Yeah.
And the week didn't even end.
Yeah.
And then Liam was calling Melly a handbag. I'm like, damn.
If only she knew how we felt.
You know what? Maybe le phone lena ikona in the
King Wanda
Maybe there is murmurs that are coming out from somewhere. You know,
but I think it's actually quite funny how people, like the fans, right? They always think that we're just saying these things from an emotional perspective of like, yeah, no, you guys are watching with emotion. But it's funny that the people that are in the house,
they see it.
They are experiencing the things that we are experiencing as viewers and saying.
It's the same thing we do. We said the same thing, and then they said the housemates said, it's been so many things that you've been saying that the housemates have also saw it. And the thing is that people call us haters because we hate their faves, whatever. No, we're spitting facts. We watch with our eyes, not with our emotions.
Yes.
And people watch with our emotions because they were even justifying this unhygienic setup.
The same she was a different part.
They were just justifying him like, guys, again, I won't question in that because
they wouldn't do that shit in their house. They wouldn't even allow that shit in their house.
But so like,
to defend their faith.
They're the one defending this behavior. Like, it's disgusting, like, to say the least.
Yeah. And also adding on that, Didi mentioned that she misses a friend. I think they were talking about the people who left in the house. And Liam said, but your friends were boring. And I was like, Liam, you definitely know how we feel. Because to be honest, Didi's friends were boring.
Yeah.
Loredo, Mshefane, there wasn't much they were giving us. Michelle, I think Offensa really tries. Just that it's unfortunate that he left early in the competition. But to be honest, that's how we also felt.
You know? But yeah, another thing Big Brother introduced was this Kumba Fire gossip session that were exposed by Ashay.
I don't like that.
I like it.
I don't.
Because there are people who are shielding themselves with other people, coasting and just gaining. And because I like the fact that they're named. Because people, King Wanda was the advocates and the one calling people Sebist. Sebist. You know, he was the one calling people Sebist, the offensive Sebist, calling Q.
But he's doing the same.
But now he's doing the very same thing. And then now when his clips are coming out, I'm like, no, it's like
Zapuma.
The same thing that he's been accusing other people of, he's actually doing. And also the other person, Ashay. I spoke about Ashay last week, and people who started like saying it's I'm coming for Ashay. Ashay is a gossiper. He gossip.
He's a persona that he's putting on.
And also the fact that he's someone that when he gossip, he doesn't have a consistent opinion or a gossip. His gossip changes with who he's around with. You know, like today he can say Utholo is a snake, whatever. But when he's reduced to Ujab is not what. is gossip chain detected by who is you with at the time? Of which I find it very like snaky, because you can't be a person that doesn't stand for
Smile in
anything.
someone's face and then
You don't stand for anything. The only thing you stand for is whatever that you think at the time that's gonna accommodate the person that you're with. And of which I find that very like not really good of him.
I think the one thing that he spoke about where I'll sort of, I don't know, like if I'm like defending him or what, but you know, I do find that like sometimes you can say umuntu is lazy, right? And it's not like you're gossiping, it's just
Malicious,
like
She even admitted herself that she's lazy. It's not like it's a secret.
It's like, what if, and for me, it's like, if I can say it behind your back, right, I should be able to say it
in
to
front of
your
your
face.
Yeah.
And if Ugbai Menemen, I think, is going around and spreading malicious things that are not true, like when you start going like lying about people and, you know, twisting things, calling them, you know, trying to label them in a particular way, I do think that's where it becomes like dangerous and it becomes gossip. Whereas I feel like with that, like the lazy comments, it's just like, hey, bro, like, yeah,
but even the queue situation, he was flip flopping a lot during the queue.
Yeah, the
you know, the queue,
Ashay.
and yeah, Ashay. He was saying one thing, Diddy was wrong. Hey, Diddy was wrong. He what. Then we like, I know, Q are better. Like you can't.
I mean, even we were a little bit okay, not flip flopping, but look, you're allowed to change your opinion about a situation when
I'm
you
not
get
saying
new
like you
information.
shouldn't have an opinion, but be consistent with it.
Who do you guys think? Just a random question. Who do you guys think? Now that we're moving into like top 10 turf, do you think there's a sneak in the top 10, like someone who should not be there?
Yeah,
Yes, two.
Who are you two? That was so like ready. Who are you two?
Wow.
Say it.
The guy who survived 3 times.
The Don like somebody. He's not even in the top 10 yet, but
Yeah, but like he's too close.
he's close to the top 10. I feel like he should have left maybe last week or that week or the first time they got nominated. Like I felt that they were like being ready to be nominated to leave the house.
Yeah.
But for me, the other person that I feel like is not top 10 worthy, I'm just like, oh, you're still here? It's literally just like one person that I think is not. Who's this girl now?
Ilano. I thought you were gonna say Ilano.
I, as much as I like her, but like speaking about top 10, like big dogs now, you know, and also Melly. I feel like both of them, like being in the top 10 is just crazy for me, because like for me they just been stale and just, you know.
And I think Melik can make it probably through like an HOH game or something, through a challenge. Or
He's a
twist
strong
that's
game
probably
player.
that probably needs physical strength.
Yeah, he's
and
probably
like,
gonna be the Swiss of this season.
I actually think Melly, I do think does have top 10 potential. I just think that the way he's played his game,
we past potential at this point, I think.
granted, I think Uguti Umeli, if it's the closer we get to top 10, the more it's just like, actually, do you belong here? Because the way you're playing this game, imagine being called someone's handbag when you're the one who's coming here for a second time.
I would swap places with Dumi and Meili, actually.
What?
I would.
Dumi stays in the top 10?
Yeah.
no.
I would generally would.
It's fine. Like,
But I genuinely think Dumi had a little bit of himself. About he was himself.
I feel like it was way too much in his head, and he was
same with
way
you.
too delusional.
Guys, what does Q actually offer in that house? Like that you can say like, okay, he's literally like deserving of being in.
To be honest, Q is not my ideal top 5. I wouldn't say he's someone I'd want
is he
to.
top 10 worthy though?
I feel like the fact that he's been saved as many times as he has been, clearly there's something that people are seeing that they feel like makes it worth him.
I think, you know what,
as well.
100 votes for him, it's just giving the same storyline that we and I had, you know? Victimized.
Bullshit.
Victimized. People start voting for you because they feel sorry for you because you've been isolated and everything. But if you're looking into the game itself, I feel like there's a lot like people who are literally moving with the wind and it's getting like pushed into the top 10. Because I actually like feel like also with Trixie as well, you know, let me tell you, the moment we have less people in the house, you guys gonna realize this.
Not much, yeah.
And these people actually offer nothing, you know. And I feel like it's because it's easy now to forget other people in the house
drown in like
because
the
there's a
noise.
lot of people like entertaining, you know. But the moment you have lesser housemates in the house, you guys realize that a lot of housemates that are still there, the top 11, even not half of them even actually deserve to be there because they genuinely are not giving anything that is just being there in the house. They just probably have one moment in a week, or just like you even forget, there's mang in the house. You remember on Thursday when it's the party, and and there's a wager toss as well. So like a lot of people they're just coasting, and I feel like the top 5 for me, I can literally name it right now based on how many people are right now in the house, and obviously a lot of it can change in Big Brother's house, and a lot of people are anticipating something to happen this week, and I already see something happening, but we will see. Okay, now jumping straight to Being A Xaba. We saw yesterday, like on Sunday's episode, that man
infuriates me.
Like, I'm not doing sim spray because that man.
He's such a piece of work. Oh my God.
Now I understand people that say having a present father isn't always the best thing. Just because your dad is in your life.
Is he even present?
Is he even present? He's present. Listen, I think he's present. Like, he's just same as being absent,
He's just proud to have so many kids.
He's around. He's just around. And I think what Ndu is why he's fighting his dad a lot. It's not because he hates his dad. It's not because he's just being a disrespectful child whatsoever. I think Ndu is just seeking one thing. He's seeking validation from his dad and recognition from his dad, of which he does give to his other kids. He gives it to Nontle. He gives it to T. He gives it to Ulojana Usihle as well.
But it's always snubbing or to
girls that get it.
Undu, he doesn't get that from Ulojana Uvj. And I feel like Undu just want his dad to recognize him and see him as a child of his, because it's been a situation of like Jalo when he's trying to put himself in front of him. Boba can dismiss.
And you know how the mood was so great when he was having a chat with his daughters. Then Undu came in. He was like, now the mood just changed.
Instant change.
And that
from
was
his
wrong.
facial reaction, like he was just off. Like VJ
he just didn't want him there.
Yeah. It's like even Ndu being there, if it was up to VJ, we would not be at that table. Like
probably the crew was like, let's add him.
probably they knew what they were doing. But yesterday, VJ proved a couple of things. He definitely loves his daughters very, very much. He does not rate. He's his favorite, as he said. Ndu, the reason Ndu also labels himself as a black sheep is because he's been made to feel like he is of no value in his own family. His dad dismisses him, and I just think Uti, that moment for me made it so clear why VJ is the villain, and I'm proud of his kids. I'll say I actually like the fact that, well, the ones that we saw, the ones that we see, the fact that they have the bond that they have, because it's easy for them to have allowed their dad to get between their relationship, and it seems like they haven't. Like the way that Ndu gets treated, it's easy for them to dismiss him as like Ahwena,
But I feel like the Uzana UVJ yesterday using that moment to try to push the narrative that
aggressive,
and everything. I think that was very distasteful.
Yeah,
that was very.
Even Nonte was starting to believe it.
And the thing is guys, you get pushed sometimes. Like Undu has been pushed to a point. Not even once Undu said, Undu stood up and left.
He just was like, I'm not going to be a part of this.
That's it. And the thing is, now they're going to use that moment to now make it seem like Undu is a rebellious guy, who a son who wants to hate his dad from shy. Like, guys, this is your son. Like,
he's literally even bad mouthing his son to everyone. He's even trying to manipulate Uswazi to also think like him in terms of how he feels about Undu.
It was very, very, very I feel like he's now on a campaign like Mseleku to make everybody hate certain person because he hates
no wonder they're friends.
They're friends.
The birds of the same feather.
Yeah, no, they really flock together.
Also the vagueness of VJ's divorce. Like time and time again.
He's playing Swazi.
And now the thing is, I read on the tabloids that actually he did the divorce with Nkule fraudulently.
Oh my word!
I read an article, I think it was on City Press or Sunday, something there, that VJ actually did do Ilonduzana. I'm trying to find the article.
Fraudulent isn't like, did he allegedly like create papers to convince Uswazi to they divorced?
Because Swazi did mention a divorce decree in like one of the first few episodes.
Okay, it's an article that I'm gonna just paraphrase. A reality wife discovers. Okay, a City Press actually. I'm paraphrasing. Reality wife discovers she's divorced through husband on air confession, and she doesn't know Uthene they were actually divorced. And discover Wake then made her to go
to the court
to find Uthene. That happened. Apparently that has been done. You know, and apparently now that's okay. We have now those who fight are back there through the law or something. Allegedly, this is just some reading on the papers. You know, what been said that now find out when he was watching the show that divorced, and then we went to check and then find out that there was been a situation like that. I don't know if she confirmed it 100%, but I don't think she.
So
would have.
VJ divorced her.
Yeah, there is like.
But she doesn't know she's divorced, not VJ.
Oh, so she's probably like, I'll never divorce this man. And Swazi clocked it because if anything happens to VJ.
And apparently he's a taxi boss and security company, like,
Oh, he's a taxi boss. Oh,
yeah,
VJ.
VJ is a taxi boss at a security company.
I think we should stop talking about one.
Wow. I'm not privy of the facts. It's just an alleged article that I just read, guys.
But also, I think there's also that there's no clarity in terms of Swazi and VJ's relationship. Are they married or engaged? But he didn't pay the full amount. So then, but the law still recognizes
customary.
It can recognize it, but if there is a valid marriage, then it doesn't,
Yeah,
and he doesn't want to talk about it. Like the way that he dismissed Swazi when Swazi was trying to like bring it up, he literally like just brushed it off. Like, listen, that's not why we're here. Let's talk about something else.
Even how we talked about Umafa to Swazi, it's like
like just brushing it off.
Just pausing. It's like it Anyway, moving from the Xaba to the Mseleku we saw a lot of happening last week, and a lot is going on, Sherman. And the fights between Mseleku, it doesn't seem to stop. I think it's now getting to a point where it's getting.
They're even still fighting now. It was a birthday not so long ago, and he didn't even post her at all.
Sure.
So it's that hectic.
Mseleku usually posts everybody's birthday. Like
he
even
didn't.
The grandkids, he posts them when it's their birthday.
At this time,
MaKhumalo Mseleku, he will perish. Like what he's doing to that woman is.
But you know what? You know what I find so funny, bro? I was thinking about this. I don't know if maybe you guys are gonna agree with me or disagree with me, but it's fine. You know, people that are encouraging that literally the viewers, most of the women, whatever, that would encourage MaKhumalo to leave Mseleku. If Mseleku was in their doorstep, they would not pass the opportunity to take the place and be number 6.
The way I think I don't know.
They want to see for themselves because Umakhwela was probably in high school when Mseleku was starting
the chat about number
5. But look where she is now.
Not even probably she was actually.
She was probably in high school or varsity.
No, she was in high school 7 years ago. She was
in high school.
She was probably 19 or 18. 26, I think.
Yeah,
yeah. So she was actually when the season of Uthando Nesthembu started.
She was a high school child.
Yeah. No. But look, I mean, I hear you. I think you're right. Women are big advocates
when they are outside the situation.
Yeah, like leave. But trust and believe Mseleku. If Mseleku was in one of their DMs, they'd probably be like,
they probably wanted to.
Baba.
Messages
no
it's messages bans.
Yeah.
And they're judging Umakhwela also because she was made to quit the jobs. Every day on social media, women say, hey, I want to be a stay-at-home mom. Umakhwela is living their dream at this point.
I just, you know what, I agree with you. I just really feel like Umakhwela, like for the decisions that she's making for this man, she's making very dumb decisions.
You can't put all your eggs in just one.
Because what you're gonna do when all you have is a yolk and no egg and no chicken? Like, no, she stresses me out because she is putting all her eggs in that one basket, and that one basket, it's failing her. And God forbid, if something was to happen to Mseleku, if Mseleku passed away now, right? What is her plan then? That is an old man. What's your plan?
There's no plan B. It's only plan A that she's surviving.
And Yabona, Labafazi, they're gonna be minding their own business.
Makwela will help out, I guess. Mama Zalawake.
Speaking of Makwela, I think Makwela has this thing that she is doing that I feel like it's going to jeopardize her opportunity of actually being accepted as a number 5 in that family. The thing of her having abanganbaki or family members chime in and comment in a very snug way about the situation she's in, it's not going to come out nice because she's the one that is the problem to these wives. And now you're going to have people chime in on your behalf.
Yeah.
She definitely learned from uMaCele ngoba naye angithi triangulate umndeni wakhe.
In triangulation.
Yes,
yeah.
so that's a problem. You know, Makwela forgets that she may be alone between Yena and Mseleku in their marriage, but there's still other wives. And we're not necessarily saying that she must force or kiss ass in order to be accepted. But they are family at the end of the day. They do trips together and all that stuff. How does she think things are going to be?
Happen now.
So,
there's a child now.
Yes, there's a child involved.
She should be thinking about the child being able to bond with the siblings, you know.
So you can't separate your child. She in her mind, she considers Inganzara Makrelek pet, not the other wives.
Yeah, exactly.
And how is that going to work?
This thing is not gonna. That's the thing. She is very much not making a situation easy for herself as well because are not nice.
And her diary sessions, the things she says in her diary sessions, I think it speaks to, in my opinion, it speaks to her EQ in coming into a polygamous marriage.
The arrogance she holds as
she has a huge amount of arrogance, and unfortunately, it doesn't. Even if you're going to come into a polygamous marriage, right? I feel like it doesn't matter how you're received, Melu's Tobe, because at the end of the day, she's watched this whole thing. She was a fan just like us, you know. She knows how Mseleku is with these wives. Like Mseleku is part and parcel of the problem. And if you're not as Tobe, and you're right, you don't have to kiss ass, but you also need to be mindful of the fact that you're coming into a home that already exists.
Yeah.
You know,
you're not starting everything from scratch.
You're not number one. You never will be number one. And in order to for that family, you know that MaKhumalo is already, the beef is wild, right? But and yes, definitely MaKhumalo, some of the things that she did were very sideways. The DNA thing and all of these things. They were very sideways.
I was going to get to that. What was the reason for MaKhumalo to actually...
I think it was just her being bitter and angry.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I say, it's a name. If now MaKhumalo... Because apparently it was started by a rumor on social media.
Yes, yeah.
If now going to use social media to fight your battles and use them to get even with someone, it's a dangerous thing you're doing right now because... something MaKhumalo, and then when people use social media as a measuring tool to how would that will make you feel? Because it's so dangerous because now you are saying that in Ingane Makwela Met. I mean, and then
she's a woman scorned, man. She's a woman scorned. I'm not justifying it. She's a woman scorned, and where there's smoke, right? Like people were gonna run to the direction of the smoke, and given the way that everything was happening and the way that she was obviously against number 5, I think her responding like that was it was just a woman scorned, and she was just trying to get
as another woman, you should know that those are the things that can trigger a woman, that can make you feel some type of way.
I think she wanted to hurt Makwela at that time.
But she doesn't know Makwela to that level. She want to hurt her.
I don't even think it was about hurting Makwela. It was about hurting that man. Like
using Makwela.
Using her. And low-key, I think maybe she was hoping that was not a thingy's child so that they could turn back and be
also, everything happened so fast. So obviously, she would want to have those suspicions go to
the suspicions were kind of valued.
how they were valid. I think if Mseleku doesn't question it, who are we to question it?
True. Because also the other thing, Mseleku hasn't been honest, right?
They
think Khane Afiga.
His timeline might be different to the wives as the one that he knows that they have with Makwela, because many times like I shame Labafaz because he was just trying to make the situation light.
Maybe she came in pregnant,
already. Yeah. That's why everything was just so fast. And the fact that now even the pregnancy now comes back, and then DNA comes back, and then to say it's actually Musa's child. But even though MaKhumalo hasn't actually done an apology to say, okay, no, I was wrong, I'm sorry about this or whatever. I think that's what I'm saying now. This fight is turning a bit ugly, and they're using
even brand deals are involved. There's just a lot going on.
Like what I dislike about Mseleku a lot is him now taking everyone into his fight in
angulating,
like getting his fight to be part of his battles.
No.
That is for me is a no.
Even punishing Mpilo, like Mpilo, if she needs anything, she must not come to me.
And the funny thing, she was the one saying it, and even if I'm the one causing problems between you, please stand with MaKhumalo. That's why he's not the one.
He forgets himself a lot.
So I'm saying sometimes he says shit because he just wants to say them, but he doesn't genuinely mean them. Because when things happen and they materialize, he now wants to shift and duck and dive and be something else. Because why are you including kids in your mess? Why are you including kids in your
otherwise?
He ruined the whole marriage when he relied on MaKhumalo to do things financially for him. And when he says that, MaKhumalo thinks that she's now powerful, you gave her the power. If you were doing things on your own, MaKhumalo wouldn't be acting like this. How MaKhumalo punish you? She will punish you in what she's very powerful with and what she possesses.
I think also in that sense, it's very telling of the person that because I could groom you to be a great a money person in my businesses and everything, because I see you, it's gonna add value to the family, not to you alone. But if now you weaponize that, the family suffers. It's not only that now I suffer, the whole structure of this family dependent on you being able to do this, the whole family stuff. That's why I'm saying this thing, it's going to a point where I feel like it's getting messy and
it's an ugly fight.
It's an ugly fight because now it's egos, it's monies, it's power, it's everything.
Both parties don't want to apologize to each other.
They come to a point of no return.
And I feel like this thing, MaKhumalo,
it's not going to end anytime soon.
Because even no Mangwabe, I was just Mangwabe.
Also, why is Mseleku going to Mangwabe? And I respect how she handled that situation, but I feel like that's also why things go so south, because now you're already not getting along with one of your wives. You're gonna go to another wife to talk about badmouth this wife, and you know that they have a relationship together. Right?
But I think it was a situation because she knows both sides. Akiri, she speaks with MaKhumalo and also speaks with Mseleku. So she knows both sides. Even if it's like she's another wife, but she's privileged because she is knowing both sides. That's why she's handling the way she's handling, which is beautiful.
She's doing it very well.
Not taking sides, and also she's just holding everyone accountable for their part.
Because she's
experienced him. She knows what he's capable of.
Exactly.
bekhala endlini uyayibona ifoni to buy now to a point that he saw ubizwa i-core narcissist like core
can you imagine? Like I thought he was saying corn at point. I was like, oh, core narcissist. Let's move on to the real city Makoti. Ithongo, what did you choose from this previous episode?
So we are moving away from Anika's, even though she kind of like already she added a bit of the fact that she's a good man. She can't because she mentioned she was talking about how he
didn't go for it because of his money, whatever.
Yeah, like how people like asked, like, does he have money? Is that why you went? He was like, no, he's got no money. It's like, okay, here's another opportunity to embarrass CJ. Yeah. But besides that, so we've got Sesi, who's coming along now with her drama, which I kind of just feel like Sesi, because she's like in a polyamorous thing where she's a bisexual, and Kim and Colin. But I think I've clocked what that situation is.
Yeah, I think I know now.
Kim did not want Usesi.
Sesi.
Ukim begafuni Colin.
Exactly.
And Ukim was just like, hey, if it's fine.
Fine.
She was playing a game.
Yeah, I will say yes to this. But I think where Kim becomes very vindictive, not put off, like where I feel like there's a vindictiveness. I do feel like at the back of her mind, Kim did think, I'm going to be the only one. I want to get rid of this one because I want to be the only one here. And I'm willing to say yes to this situation until I get what I want. So I do think, and I'm glad that they showed her. I don't like talking about a person and we don't see them.
I was happy to see now she's speaking aside of the story and everything because we've been hearing of her or whatever.
Yeah.
And I feel like also what you're saying that Ukim, she came into this, being in love with Colin, and the dynamic for her, I think it's overwhelmed her because I don't think she's the type of girl that then also like dabble both men and women. And I feel like she agreed to the situation because obviously the man introduced it to her.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, let's see how it works. And I think also they're expecting way too much of her to just like take all of this in. Because now says yamfuna, yamfuna.
And Musisi abantu manje bamshaya ngebomb. So
it's dangerous. It's dangerous. Kim can go to that extra length to get
both
Colin.
of them.
Like
and,
honestly, no.
And also the situation is fairly new. Like it's not something that she's done before. It's a new thing. So I feel like Musisi, as much as Dululu Shem, she's Dululu in denial about the situation, and she's like she is taking, and she wants marriage. As much as like she says she doesn't want marriage.
She does
want marriage.
He doesn't.
The guy doesn't. Now she's making that okay. Now if I phone my phone, but deep down she wants marriage.
He's just fascinated by having two girls and the fact that they sleep in the same bed. She's like, oh.
And it's yet again. I actually hate this polygamy eyomjolo because Colin ufuna that polygamy eyomjolo, and for him it's like he can have his
game, dude. He's just playing.
Yeah, and this whole red table talk thing that he wants to have where he sits them down, I just feel like it's not necessary because
he wants to get like them both. Yeah,
he can see what's going on. He knows that Kim is not into Sesi.
So man, you want to make her feel bad about not wanting Sesi. Like she doesn't want Sesi, and Sesi needs to also accept that she's not gonna be doing anything with Kim because Kim is not that type. And she doesn't, even if she's that type, maybe she doesn't like her personally, and that's okay. But now, just because manja your man likes this now, finding the time, it's such a tricky thing.
And also, like Usesi must just choose herself. Like leave both of those people personally.
Yeah, obviously it's been way too long for her, and I think she's the one that's suffering the most because she's the one not being introduced to these people now, trying to get herself to end. She's hopeful, Shem, and she's believing that maybe things that then will get better, and she will eventually like this man, and this man would like her back, and this girl that she like this man.
Yeah, it's never gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
Nah,
Thandi. Did I halande?
Thandi.
Is it Thandi? Like the one with the husband? That is Linda. Sorry, yeah. Oh my God, I'm confusing
I'm still trying to get the names also.
I think I know them now. But Ulinda, her thing is, I don't know, we don't get to see her husband.
We see her on Instagram most.
Yeah, but I don't think he wanted to be a part of the show.
Why was he casted then? She didn't need to be part of the cast, if any, because this is a real Makoti. It's about
she should have been a friend of the show.
Their Makotis are nothing without their significant partners.
But I mean, okay, look, I guess granted all the other wives, like their husbands do appear, even have like diary sessions. So I do think in that context, I understand why then you would feel like, but then why is she here if you don't get to experience the husband too? But also in the same token, like the show is it's centered around the Makotis themselves and their dynamics, right? Some husbands are private. We've even seen it on like Real Housewives, where on Real Housewives, some people show their husbands, some people don't. I think Real Housewives of Durban was the first one where we actually got 4 wives who were showing their husbands, right? Who were willing to show their husbands and even appeared on the show. So I don't know. I do feel like we can't discredit like her as a Makoti because
I'm not saying discredit, but the story is not complete.
She doesn't even get that much scenes. I think it's because of that. Because now it's a real city Makoti. Obviously, at some point, we need to know the in-laws. So if the husband doesn't want to appear, then the in-laws,
they want to appear. Yeah, I mean, I guess
it's one-sided story now because we don't her giving us a story. Would probably not even if does she even have kids?
We don't know. She even hides the
she has kids and stuff.
She hides them also on the show, so I don't know.
Yeah, okay, so I guess out of all of the wives, she's definitely the outlier. Wow, but Nina's giving us a view once.
This is a view once side now. So when I say, so it's just really pointless for me. I'm not to say this thing, it's just her story is not significant enough, but I feel like it's always interesting to see all sides of the story instead of just one side, because you always want to hear a point of view, and would like to hear the husband's point of view on things and stuff like that, and that gives us the full story. Then as the viewers, we would really enjoy.
And if it doesn't appear for the rest of the season, if there's a season 2 and they just try to bring her back, I think the viewers won't be happy because
they should just find someone else.
I like the friend of the show aspect.
Yeah, maybe she should be just a friend of the show and not really be the part of the Makoti. Because when I saw them I thought, it's all of them. And I'm now dropping to Drama Fix. Last week we saw Inimba taking us to 2005 and Hlathi and everything. I feel it's kind of feel like we were watching what we already watched.
But it didn't get like much depth into what we did.
Yeah, but I feel like there was not much that we got out of this either, you know.
I think what's new for me that I discovered is that Hlathi paid for Zoleka's school fees. That was a shocker. And now it makes so much sense why Hlathi felt entitled during the divorce.
Guys, I was entitled. Like being entitled, like guys, if Mina as a man, I'm paying school fees for my woman, I want my woman to cater for the family and their home. If we're now decide, I know if we go, we get a peshe, how? What about our dream? The dream that I invested in saying like, okay, But
Bafana, I think you're like, let's go back. So you're saying if you're gonna pay for your wife, right? You want them to build themselves and provide for the family in a way that they can. That's exactly what Zoleka was trying to do. The only problem with Hlathi is that she was now trying to do this in America and she wasn't leaving forever. You can't, and I think he kept on saying, I want you to quit your job, be a mother, do this. So why are you going
That's his dreams. It's not their dream collectively. And also the writers did mention it, Uguti. If a man were to move, then things would have been okay.
She has to pack up.
Another thing we need to understand, it was 2005.
That was just last week, guys.
No, guys, it was 20 years ago.
But okay, but what difference does it make that it was 2005?
The thing is, the times are different. As much as like you guys, I feel like the thing is like, you know, for example, what your parents did for you in 2001 or 2002 or 2005, if they would do them right now, you would not appreciate them because now what you know. Angish, the thing is like now the people are holding on something that happened in 2005. I get it's a story. But I feel like it was a long time. Like a lot of things, like paycheck was a thing. Like also being a man, and I like that in the round table when Usikni was also explaining this in taking as in daughter, wabonakala ngezenzo to window, wabonakala provider, nezinto to window. In 2025, obviously you can get away with just being a Lazarus right now, and just be a man that can share a responsibility with your woman, you know, and that's not a bad thing. But in 2005, it was a long time ago. There was not like a common thing at the time. And also the fact that we are humble, we are peshe, when we have already communicated things, and this is funaekaya, you agree. You don't tell me like, Baba, I'm not aligning with your dream.
But you know, this thing of patriarchy and also feeling like the man should be a provider, the woman should obey everything that the man does. I don't think it's something. In 2005, yes, it was a very long time, but already that whole motion, it was already, because if you think about it, let's go way back even before 2005. Winnie Mandela was a freedom fighter. She was independent. She was married to Nelson Mandela, but she didn't rely on Nelson Mandela in terms of being
after 95. After 95, Winnie Mandela what was she doing?
Yeah, but come on, woman.
But she had built her own.
Yeah.
She had built her own.
That's what I'm saying, guys.
Woman.
I think Mandela was now the working man in a sense, and she was the first lady. Like,
but okay, I think you know what? I think to maybe just echo and piggyback off what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Even in the scene, which I really like about, I like this about Inimba. Like sometimes there's small details that build a lot of context. There was a scene where Hlathi talks about how Zoleka is like having these dreams of the things she's seeing in the magazines, these magazines that she's reading about powerful women and whatever, right? Yes, definitely 20 years ago, things were different, but women were already stepping into serious roles. Women were dominating in specific spaces. I do think where, I just think that the narrative of patriarchy is like, it was normal back then.
You know, patriarchy is the reason why many families are still standing today. As
But
much
wait,
as
let me land.
And that's why I feel like in that sense, when you grew up in rural and you went to town and now you're a man providing for your kids and you just have a newborn baby, you believe that because that's what you knew.
But now let's think about the context of what we were watching now. Like, I'm talking about Zoleka and Hlathi together, right? Even in the way that Zoleka describes her relationship with Hlathi, right? Zoleka was even like, this is a different person from the man that I knew. This was someone who knew my dreams, who believed in my dreams, who wanted me to go and have my dreams. Things shifted for Hlathi after Kawe was born, right? Which happens in a lot of families, right?
Yeah.
Where, like, now that there's a child, the focal point is the child. You must raise this child. You must be a mother to this child. Forget your dreams and your aspirations and whatever. And the biggest problem and the dismantling of this patriarchy should have stemmed from the fact that Hlathi, Zoleka wasn't saying, absolve me of my responsibilities as a mother and a wife.
Yeah, she brought two men to do her responsibilities.
She knew and she did do her responsibilities. Zoleka was very much aware that I know that I have a responsibility to my family. I got an opportunity. This opportunity could be great for both of us. She was not even selfish in the fact that I'm taking you with me. I want to take you with me. And this is great for, and she didn't say that quit your job. Don't do tenders.
But you know, this thing is like, it's not like cut and dry, bro. It's not cut and dry. Just had a child and have an opportunity to go abroad.
A year ago, remember Kawe was one that happened.
Exactly. It's like the child.
It's not like 2 months. I just popped out and now I want to go to America.
No, it's still the same, bro. It's still the same. That's what I'm saying.
For a woman, why not for a man?
Worse, you want to take the child from his family. You want to take it to a foreign country and do those things. Everything is just you. You're not considering what you have signed up for.
Even Hlathi was a you. See, both of them were the same.
But Jabu, it was not a you because you signed up into the situation. You have already had in a committed marriage and you committed to have a child in this marriage.
So if Hlathi had turned around and said to, if it was Hlathi in that same situation saying to Zoleka, let's go to America, leave your tender jobs. Do you feel like we would
that option was never allowed, like was there for Hlathi?
No, I'm just saying, roles were reversed.
It was not a role like we can reverse guys.
No, I'm saying let's reverse roles.
Okay.
I can wait. This is a hypothetical.
The same opportunity was offered to
Hlathi, right?
Yeah.
Hlathi as the man who's like Ithenda in America. So in America in 2000
If they all the families make sense. In this instance, Hlathi was gonna be left behind alone as a husband for 3 years.
You know, the thing is, both of them grew up in different homes.
Yeah.
And if you notice, Zoleka mentioned that her father taught her to be this independent woman. And now her father is also turning on her now because you raised me to be this person. And now what I'm doing, you're against
It's the same thing that's also Hlathi experience. Also nothing. But when the reality of that now we are married, it's kind of okay. Mina ngafundiswa ukuthi ene indoda fanele ibe kanje. And izindoda fanele othulane they were like in the ear as well. It's like, hey, that's the thing.
They were not even meant to be together because Zoleka was not even ready to have a child. It took them 2 years to have Ukawe. She was not even ready. So a lot of things that happened, they were not even supposed to be a match in the first place. They were not even supposed to be together.
They were a match because
they were lying to each other.
But I think they were never truly aligned.
Because someone switched up.
You know, because I'm at dreams, they were really like very not going in different directions. And also what I feel both of them, what they failed to do is communicate. Is Fisozabo and their ambitions in the marriage. Because everybody was just imposing decision without considering the other person. Because I feel both of them in the breakage of that marriage. And then people know I say Zoleka, was Caesar, was but if you're in a committed marriage, you don't just pick up and leave and everything. No matter how the situation are dire like that, you find a way to leave. Even if it's okay, you leave with end the relationship. It's like get better and hand. Bikulul, in the sense,
In Zolega's defense, she did try to leave amicably. Her taking Kawe was push came to shove.
She literally told him about the opportunity in front of everyone.
Before.
As a wife as well, because I'm not gonna suppress myself and my dreams because you can't say you.
Then we would have been upset at her for doing that. Then it would have been like,
it would have been
now she's being disrespectful.
Guys, I feel like, guys, in a sense, there's no winners in this situation for both of them. But as much as like both of them, they turn out to be decent people.
To make us the winner.
Well, one of them left without a husband or a wife because
there are no winners in this because they both lost. Zoleka left and then was miserable and lonely in New York. As much as like she was chasing her dreams, she was lonely. She had forsaken her family. She had lost that. Hlathi had lost a wife, and like something that Jenny is very like for his dignity and his daughter. Is very like
it took him a week to get over it. He was fine.
As much as the storyline continues about Tumega, but they both lost in the situation, of which they could have literally, if they were like a very sensible couple, Hlathi was a reasonable man that was also going to be listening to his wife instead of listening to Tulan and everybody.
So
around
we agree that Hlathi is not a reasonable man.
Oh come on, everybody knows that.
Like. So he could have.
And also, we can also agree that Zoleka was also unreasonable in the situation and the way that she handled the situation. It was something you can't have dreams of being a big tech mongol, but of no meter at your young age.
That's where, and I feel like that's where people are going to turn on us because the narrative, and I think that's why they always say it's always unfair the way the responsibility that's put on women as mothers, as if they are like Zoleka was not an only mother, like she's not a single parent. There was Hlathi. Zoleka,
no, but like if you want to be this big,
I think you can do both. You can have a child and still be successful.
She was still gonna visit during
You can have a child and still be successful.
You guys are, like you can't have your cake and eat it too, guys.
No, I think it's unfair. I think it's
that's a sacrifice. That's a sacrifice that's telling you make.
I'm so sorry. It's no, and
you can't build a family and neglect a family to just.
I'm so sorry. Like you see there, I'm gonna stand 10 toes down. And I'm gonna disagree with you because that's what feeds into patriarchy. That's why patriarchy always wins, because patriarchy always says to women, you can't do both. You can't want to be a mother and be successful.
But in this instance, bro, you're trying to build. It's like me as a guy as well. If I'm trying to be a successful billionaire or millionaire, I'm not gonna have time for Umjolo or have a child.
But society would allow you to do that.
Wait, bro, because that's only gonna limit me and my reach, because I want to do things without thinking who I'm leaving behind and what I'm leaving behind. That is not something that is off track. It's about that you as a single man that doesn't have any attachment with anybody, you are able to reach the stars easier because you don't think of who you're leaving behind and what you're leaving behind. As Zoleka was saying that she wanted to be a big tech Mongol, whatever. You have a 1-year-old.
But what about Sydney? Let's look at Sydney. Let's look at an actual practical example, right? Sydney, right?
This should have been the round table, yes?
And this should have been like, guys, episode 3 of the round table. Sydney left. He had obviously plans. He was gonna go to take this opportunity. He's a man with a child. He's got the same aspirations. Do
you know the difference is she had a supporting wife who understood the plan.
So why could Hlathi not?
Yes, why can't be supportive?
It was never a common dream between the two of them. It was a dream for one in that relationship. So this is a difference between the two of them.
But let's go back to the conversation Zoleka had with her brother, where Zoleka literally
the brother's not the husband.
No, no. Hear me out. The conversation that Zoleka had with the brother was the fact that Hlathi is a different man than who he was. Hlathi believed in my dreams. Hlathi was aware that Zoleka was someone who was aspirational.
And he was joking about the dreams he had about the marriage and the type of wife he wanted. So she never took it seriously. That means they're not communicating properly also as a couple.
Was saying it's a joke, but
yes.
And even the fact that Hlathi, when she said that after you give birth, you're going to resign. It was something they communicated.
It was said as a joke.
But did Zoleka agree?
Exactly.
And that's the thing, guys. Like the communication from both sides was just poor.
No. One person was saying that. One person was saying one thing as a joke. Or said
it was not a joke because there's nothing you can joke about.
Now, why did Hlathi take Zoleka to school? Like, why was he supporting Zoleka's dream?
On 27th. That's what that was for. It was never to work beyond
But
that.
did he think that his wife was going to be in the same position for years?
Let's think, but as I Xaba ukuthi next time Fundisa Yolizwe in New York, I don't think she even thought of that. Because even now,
She never thought of it also.
because I don't
stifle her.
Because I don't even think Zoleka thought ukufunda la nto leyo ayifundile ukusebenza lapha
IT.
you know, it would take it to New York. So I think also in the same situation, everything was sprung out to their relationship, and I don't think they handled the best possible way. And that's why I'm saying, like, okay, in this situation, you can have like a debate of like who was more logical, who was more unreasonable, who was what. But I feel it takes two to tango, bro.
And you know what? In that tango, Hlathi lost because he doesn't have any wife now. So good for him.
It's not like all lost, but it's fine because now you have because Uthumega left him,
Chose herself finally.
of which it was dumb. But anyway,
Zobuya, Uthumega.
Ufuno caught up with Brother Justice Ray is no longer there. And we see now that the new season that they might be getting married.
Lazarus.
Wow. And we're getting dressed up that week, guys. The wedding day, we're all getting dressed up for the wedding.
Anyway, I don't know if we can talk about. We still have time for Pimvale. Maybe we can talk about it next week.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think this week things are just building up, but
Yeah.
let's see what happens.
Yes, let's see what happens.
All right then. Anything you've been watching?
Finally watched Hijack. I'm on season 2 now, but season 1 exceptional. I get it. I get it. I you know what? Paradise, Hijack, those are like 2 of my favorite shows. I think I'm also finding something like similar, like to that vibe. But I started Severance as well, trying to see how far I can get with that.
Severance, you really need to watch every scene. You don't have to, because you miss out on what happened.
Yeah, so I'm like, I have to concentrate.
Yes.
But yeah, finally watched Hijack and 10 out of 10 series.
You, Trevor?
Yeah, I watched the Tyra Banks America's Next Top Model documentary on Netflix, and wow. Yeah, we really let these people get away with a lot during that time in terms of reality TV. The fact that someone was sexually harassed on
Assaulted, not even
set.
harassed, like sexually assaulted.
Yes, so that was hectic, and I'm glad that they finally like put a spotlight on that.
Are they being accountable though?
No.
No. And now the other
Because I
ones
see
are on
Tyra
a
is
tour
there as well.
Yeah, the other judges are on a tour trying to label Tyra as like the ultimate villain, but they were all wrong.
And she was friends with them.
She was that okay. It was fucked up how she like turned on them.
Yes.
Yeah. But they're all guilty.
And I'm currently watching. Actually, I watched what you said I must watch, and I'm sorry.
Yo, bestie.
Yo, bestie.
Yo, it's your actually.
It's yeah. I'm not going to say. I was going to say something, but yeah, I'm not going to say it. But watch it at your own discretion. But yeah,
If you're looking for something like
just light and
just
boring,
watch
you
it.
watch that.
Oh.
Wow.
I'm currently watching in The Night Agent. It's 3rd season, guys. That is probably the most evolving series ever on Netflix. Like, I've never seen a series with such progression and such evolvement in it. It's really good. It's really good. Yeah, it's on 2nd season now, 3rd season actually. I'm still enjoying it. I'm still truly enjoying it, but I'm probably gonna finish this week and then I'll probably be able to talk a lot more about it. Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about, guys?
Nothing else. I'm just excited for the new stuff that's coming out. That's all.
And Inimba next week, right? Is it next week or the week after?
Yes.
next
On the
week.
2nd of March.
8:30.
Big time slot.
Yes.
Anyway, guys, that was another exciting episode of The Review with Bafana.
And Jabu McDonald.
And your boy Cardi Italo.
Peace.
The review.